Okay, sir. So we're live on YouTube. A very good evening to the guests, Honorable Justice A.K. Sikri, sir, Mr. Pradeep Rai, sir, Mr. V.N. Dubey, sir, the participants, the students, and everyone else present here. I am Riddhi Jindal, Chief Operating Officer at Law Internships, the online law school, and host for today's ceremony. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome everyone at the panel for the valedictory ceremony of the National Mediation Competition 2022, organized by Law Internships, the online law school, in association with JMVD Legal Indore. Law Internships, the online law school, started off with a vision to help law students achieve their dream internship with top-notch lawyers, law firms, corporate bodies, and as such. We strongly believe that true internship is one where students are allowed to actively participate and not just passive learning. Today, we provide opportunities in the field of law to the students pursuing undergraduate and postgraduate programs. We assist them at every turn to gain professional experience as well as to hone their legal skills. It gives us immense joy to see that our mission to pave a path for the young lawyers to be is becoming gradually and steadily. We are happy to see our students who have approached us are placed under able mentors. With that, we also take pride in our vision for a full-fledged online law school, which shall provide extensively educational services. Basically, the object behind this online law school is to forge a credible platform for the law students who want to pursue and fulfill their educational requirements that is wholesome with practical exposure to relevant skills. With immense pleasure, I would like to introduce our Honorable Chief Guest, Justice Arjun Kumar Sikri, sir. Sir is an eminent jurist and a former judge of the Supreme Court of India. He was sworn in as a Supreme Court judge in 2013. Earlier, he had served as the Chief Justice of Punjab and Haryana High Court. He retired as a senior most puisne judge of the Supreme Court of India in 2019. Post-retirement, Sir has served as chairperson of the News Broadcasting Standards Authority and was appointed as an international judge of the Singapore International Commercial Court in
some technical hitch.
So was I audible enough?
In between, I think there was some technical problem at your end. We couldn't hear you. But in any case, you were just introducing me, so that is enough. You can proceed further.
Yes, sir. So, sir, now I would like to introduce you to address the forum. Over to you, sir.
You want me to address?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much for inviting on the valedictory function of this moot court which you have organized. My greetings to Mr. Pradeep Rai, Senior Advocate, as well as Mr. Dubey. And I congratulate Riddhi, you and your team for organizing this competition. And as I'm told that it has been a great grand success where many teams participated and naturally online and the manner in which the moot court was conducted. So my kudos to you and for the this kind of adventurism in these COVID days. Yes, good thing is that technology has still ensured that we are not away from each other. We can still connect with each other, maybe on virtual form and not in person. But as it is said that things should move on, life should go on, and life is going on. Let me say just a few words on this as far as the virtual word is concerned in law in particular. As you mentioned that this your institution now is imparting online education, because that is the this has become a trend, and that has become almost a necessity with the I mean, this pandemic due to COVID erupting in early 2020, and when lockdown was declared by the government of India and all states, and initially everything was all the activities had come to a standstill in end of March and almost going up to May. Uh, Essential services was still on, because we can't do without bread and butter and without daily things of daily need, etc. What was at that stage I mean realized was that even justice is an essential activity. And therefore it cannot be done away with, or it cannot be given a go by merely because we are in a lockdown mode. And this era of virtual hearing started. Of course, technology was there, and it had been introduced, and it had been, I mean, in the judicial or in the legal system, computerization, which we generally call in earlier times, which had been going on for 15 to 20 years, and which has we saw that it resulted in making the justice fast paced with the technology. But then that technology was used only as an automation, just to bring the justice system on a fast track mode. But COVID has taught us the technology from automation to transformation. It has really transformed the entire judicial system, entire legal system. And it is not only entire legal system. When we talk of the court hearings which are taking place on virtual mode, and there is now a talk that even when the this we come back to normals, which in between these phases come, and in person, or we call it physical hearing, started, but still there is a talk of hybrid mode of hearings, which has tremendous advantages of time, etc. In travel, suppose witnesses have to appear in Delhi High Court, and witness has to come from remote areas of, say, Kerala or Maharashtra somewhere, but if they can depose from there only. So, I mean, I'm not going into details of this, because our topic is not about the virtual courts. But what I'm trying to say is that yes, this is started, and in schools also, education, children are studying online, and that is what has been happening as far as law schools are concerned. And the good thing is that and I saw after this March April 2020 that many maybe I think today's number maybe 300 or 400 such organizations which could come up, started by the students themselves. And there would be, I would receive at least 8 to 10 invitations every week for speaking on one webinar or the other, because it became so easy that to dissemination of the information, or dissemination of the knowledge and discussion, that it's, you don't have to see that, yeah, sitting in one place in Maharashtra, that we want to organize one moot court, or we want to organize one seminar, that we collect people from all over, we pay for their travel, their stay, etc. All those arrangements, it is not necessary at all. So that 1 hour like today we are doing, so we are connecting from different places and are able to participate. So these are the advantages. And let me only tell, and why I am emphasizing on this, that as far as future of law or future of courts is concerned, it is drifting towards online. It's not only courts. Courts may be naturally, in most of the situations, it would be necessary to have in-person or physical hearings. We may have, under some circumstances, the hearing in hybrid mode. But I have seen in last two years that insofar as arbitrations are concerned, most of it are happening on, on a virtual mode, and even international arbitration, which I have conducted, where the three arbitrators, one from Australia, me from India, third from England, parties are from Singapore, Hong Kong, China, India, expert witnesses coming from Spain, from US, and all sitting in their jurisdiction and deposing and arguing the matters. The teams, the teams of lawyers in international arbitration, it happens that they may also belong to different jurisdictions because there are nuances of legal issues and complex issues. Like I'm giving an example where we had the hearing, final hearing last month only, and some UK laws, Chinese law, Indian law, if these were involved, and then naturally the teams of those lawyers, they had their from China, from India, from UK. So they all had to otherwise earlier assemble at one place and have the discussion. They also prepared sitting in their jurisdiction and had the, so much of time saving, so much of saving of cost. It's a tremendous savings, and efficiency has not affected at all, I can say so. But another thing which is happening is, which many of you may not be knowing, what we call ODR, online dispute resolution. Now, ODR, sometimes say like we are sitting online or online hearing is taking place, that is ODR. No, that is only a myopic view of what ODR is. ODR, online dispute resolution, means yes, courts are working on online mode, arbitrations are happening online, mediation may be happening online, but in addition, what is more important is that there are now private ODR portals which are coming. In India, it has yet to start, but in many other countries, it has started, where some of the cases, which can be like consumer disputes. If I give simple example, and it started with eBay, which is a online marketplace in America, one of the biggest in the world. That what happens? Amazon, they have started that if some product which is sold to a customer, which may not be of, maybe defective, or there may be some complaint of the customer. Now, if I purchase something for 10,000 rupees, now, and if it is defective and that some dispute arises, I would not go to court for this 10,000 and spend 20,000 rupees on recovery of this 10,000. So therefore, these portals came, these marketplaces came, online marketplaces, that we will have our mechanism where the disputes would be settled. So privately settled ODR. Now that is what is happening, and it is now perceived, and it is the international experience which is successful in quite a few countries, that some small types of cases, take for example in Indian context, traffic challans, which are in lakhs. If that happens, and it has started happening in India also online, so the courts are not burdened with this, and much of the burden will be taken over by these ODR portals. So this is what the future of law is, and my idea of telling the students today was that, and that is what one good thing among students is, that you are technologically, you are techno savvy, very techno savvy. By that standards, we are savages. We hardly know anything. Of course, in last, as it says that necessity is one thing which makes you do everything. So I may have become much more technical savvy in last 2 or 2.5 years, because I am dependent on technology. I cannot do without it. Whether it is my arbitrations, or it is my seminars or webinars, or it is my mediation which I am doing. So therefore we are learning, but then you people are much more, and you will be much more in demand. I'm telling you, over a period of time, because of this, your knowledge of technology and how to make use of it. And insofar as the court management, case management is concerned, your research, etc. is concerned, you already know all that. So therefore, be ready for this futuristic courts. And I think maybe soon, if time permits, I'm still very busy, even after retirement, and not able to write. But I will like to bring a book on this, about the futures of courts in India. And but my message to the students today is, yes, gear for this kind of system, which would be technology driven, which would be AI driven, artificial intelligence, and how it is going to help. In some cases, as I've given you the example of small cases, etc., there would be ready-made answers in the form of artificial intelligence with algorithms all set in the beginning. So that is what we are going to face. It has started happening in some parts of Western countries, and even in Eastern countries, in some of the Asian countries also it has started happening. That is one. Secondly, I will not say much, but insofar as the moot courts are concerned, this is a very, very essential activity, and which hones the, as you rightly said, Riddhi, it hones the skills of the students, and which is very, very important for them to become a good lawyers in future. What I would say is, as a good lawyer, what you need, there should be good knowledge of law, because unless you are conversant with the legal principles and you have sound knowledge of that law, you will not be able to argue, you will not be even able to prepare your case. Sometimes a mistake is committed even because it is like going to for a war, where you have to see from the beginning that what are the armories in my hand, ammunition with me, and what is the ammunition of the other side. You have to take care of that also and then deal with that. So that is the strategy which one has to form from very beginning, and therefore sound knowledge of law, which is the best weaponry in your hands, it has to be there. Then you need drafting skills when the pleadings, etc., which are written, and the dexterity and the skill which is required. That is, these are the attributes of a good lawyer, I am saying. And drafting of legal submissions, etc. Good oratory, when you argue the matter, that you are able to argue the matter in a well, and proficiency in English language, because in most of the I'm saying English language, yes, we have this regional languages in courts, in district courts, in some of the places, but English remains the official language of the high courts as well as the Supreme Court. And these are some of the qualities which the lawyers should have to become a good lawyer. And moot court is one forum which gives you an opportunity to develop all these skills. What I admire is, if I may say so, only in two or three things, and give those anecdotes or those examples to prove my point. And insofar as drafting skills are concerned, I have judged many moot courts in my career, as a when I was sitting judge also, and even after my retirement, and I have seen the kind of which you call memorials, which are written submissions which are given. They are par excellence. The kind of efforts which are made, the kind of research which is done by the teams in doing so, that is, I many times I say is not, I can say with authority, with my experience as more than 20 years as judge, sometimes even the lawyers are not able to present that kind of quality. In country like in America, if I may give you the example, in United States Supreme Court, when the appeal is argued, unlike India, you are given only 30 minutes to argue your case. And the moment 30 minutes come to an end, they are not allowed even to speak one more sentence. Even when a question is asked by the judge, one of the judges sitting in the bench, and the lawyer is answering that question, but the time ends, thereafter he is not even allowed to complete the answer of a question which was put by the judge. They are that strict. But then what happens? Because they know they will be given only 30 minutes, they prepare their memorials or their written submission. They are like theses, they are like dissertations. And that is the quality I see many times the students which are giving us here. In Supreme Court, sitting in Supreme Court as and particularly in constitutional matters, where big constitutional, big stakes matters, I have seen, it may be on the front row, big lawyers or senior lawyers who would be arguing. But on the second row, the lawyers, the young lawyers like you, who would be assisting the senior lawyers. Most and many times the senior lawyers have acknowledged also that this is all the efforts of these young lawyers, because of which I'm able to do this research and able to present it. Of course, the experience matters. As Mr. Pradeep Rai is a senior advocate, he has not become senior just like that. It is with hard labor, hard work. So therefore, he will be able to pick up a point in 2 minutes, which a junior lawyer may pick in 20 minutes. But his guidance and efforts of the junior lawyers like you, that is a deadly combination which works for you. And that is about the drafting and oratory. If I give one anecdote which I normally give and which is very interesting. Of course, it comes with the expertise. We had a lawyer, Mr. Ashok Sen, who was the I think 2 to 3 time law minister of India also, and he was one of the greatest lawyers of his time. And he had one very interesting quality, that law was on his tips. So as a senior advocate, if some junior lawyer has to engage him, advocate on record has to engage him for a case which has come for the arguments, even if half an hour before, if he's free, you brief him for a case which is a final argument matter, where the advocate would be taking normally final arguments in Supreme Court few hours to prepare. Even for that half an hour before or 15 minutes before you tell him, he'll be ready. He will ask you in those 15-20 minutes, tell me what are the facts of the case. Law, I will take care and I'll argue in the court. So, but sometimes it has the flip side also, which happened in one case. He was briefed like this, he started arguing. And after 5-10 minutes, the lawyer who had briefed him found that he was arguing the case of the other side, as if he was a lawyer of the other side, because he didn't realize that because 15 minutes, when you have taken the facts, you thought that this is the case of this side, and he started arguing. For 15-20 minutes, he argued the case with vehemence, the case of the other side, and the lawyer who had briefed him was sweating. He said, what is, I mean, we are doomed. He is finished. He is arguing the case of the other side in the favor of other side. He tried to pull his gown once or twice to tell him that, sir, what are you doing? But he was not listening. He kept on arguing. After about 20-25 minutes, when the two judges sitting on the bench, they started discussing with each other something. At that time, he got the breather, and that junior lawyer said, assisting lawyer said, sir, what are you doing? The case which you have argued, the case of the other side. So we have lost the case if you are arguing the case of the other side. He says, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't realize this. Anyway, don't worry, don't worry. And after 2 minutes, when the judges asked him again, yes, Mr. Singh, proceed. Then what he says? He says, look, my lord, whatever I have argued up to now, I just wanted to tell you what is the case of other side. And I have told you this is the best case of other side. But I will now show you there is nothing in that. And I'll demolish each and every argument. And he started arguing on the other side. But that was Mr. Ashok Sen who could shift it. But let me tell you, that is what in moot court you are doing every day. What you do, you in first round, you are arguing the case of the petitioner. In the second round, when you go, you are arguing the case of the respondent, and then you may again be arguing the case of the petitioner. It is not easy. This skill teaches you two things. This is the greatest advantage of moot courts. It teaches you two things. Number one, that you know what are the best cases of both sides, and therefore when it comes to present case on one side, you do your best to present the case on that side. And number two, that you have prepared in the manner where both sides are possible, which should be normally done. When we argue like advocates, then we forget that. We don't. We just see our case. I have seen many times as an advocate also, as judge also, that a person may prepare his case so well or her case so well and has argued, but she didn't realize that there was something against her which she should have taken care of, and which was not taken. And when the other side argued, the case of that advocate finished. So therefore, this is what you learn here. And as I said, oratory skills. Last minute because I have taken a lot of time. I like to stop here, but only one anecdote or one thing which I would say, and that is for lawyers to learn from the students. In our courts, I have given you the example of US court, where you are supposed to argue only for 30 minutes. That discipline, I would say, is coming in India after now hybrid system or after online, because the time which is given may be less. And we are getting the discipline how to argue the case in limited time. Otherwise, as it is said that Indians, argumentative Indian, Amartya Sen has written that book now. So we are argumentative by nature. And in courts, we may keep on repeating, we may take 2 days, 3 days, 5 days to argue one case. But I have seen in moot courts most complex problems with so many nuances, so many complexities. If you are given 30 to 40 minutes time with your wonderful memorial, and the students are able to express that in 30 to 40 minutes, everything in a competition, why not lawyers should do that in courts? So this is one thing, as I said, in a lighter vein, and that is my message to Mr. Pradeep Rai, Mr. Dubey, or Mr. Khare. Learn from the students how to compress your argument in 30 to 40 minutes. That is another very, very good quality which you learn, and you hone your skill, or you learn that skill when you argue your moot courts. So with that, I would say my good luck to all of you, and be safe, remain safe in these COVID times, follow the protocols, and best of luck to all the students. Those who have won, the prizes would be announced. My congratulations to all of them. But those who have not been able to win today, it is not the end of the road. It is only a bend in the road, and you will get the next chance, no doubt about it. And as I will stop here with quoting Mr. Ram Jethmalani, who used to say in such competitions, once I shared my dais with him. So he said so in a moot court competition only, winning is like marriage, and marriage is the end of romance. So those who have won, for them it is end of the romance. Those who have not won, romance continues for them. So all the best for everybody. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for enlightening with your words. And thank you so much for sharing your experiences with us. Participants must have surely taken insights from your speech. Further, I am profusely joyed to introduce our guest, Mr. Pradeep Rai, sir. Sir is a senior advocate and vice president of Supreme Court Bar Association. He is also chairman of various subcommittees of the Supreme Court Bar Association, including E-Committee, Grievance Committee, Membership Committee, etc. He has over 2 decades of standing at the bar in the Supreme Court of India, various high courts, commissions, regulatory bodies, and tribunals. He has experience in litigation across a wide spectrum of civil, criminal, revenue, and constitutional issues. Sir represents the Union of India along with many states including Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Bihar, and Andhra Pradesh. Sir has represented various top corporate houses, celebrities, film stars, politicians, and chief ministers. Sir is also the chairman of the India Legal Aid Center and the chairman of India Legal Research Foundation. We welcome you, sir. Now, with immense joy, I would like to invite Mr. Pradeep Rai, sir, to address the gathering. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Honorable Justice A.K. Sikri, whom we all were referring that he has retired. He is not a person who retires. He is really, we all miss him in the Supreme Court. The space created by Honorable Justice Sikri is not fulfilled so far. We were lucky to see him as Acting Chief Justice of Delhi High Court, and also as Judge of Honorable Supreme Court of India. He was such an energetic person that whenever he used to go and whenever he used to address the lawyers, each and every lawyer was happy. Either the case was decided in his favor or against him. So that kind of person he was, and he will never retire. He keeps working, and he is actually a kind of motivation for the younger generation that we all have to see that how he performs, how he keeps himself busy, and what kind of contribution he is regularly giving to the society and the nation. Mr. Dubey, the counsel for senior counsel for Union of India, Subhang Khare, and Nidhi Jindal. You all are doing a wonderful job by creating this online platform and online school. You see, I recall 2 years back, there was a conference in Bangalore organized by my foundation, of which Honorable Justice Venkat Chalaya is the chairman. Justice Venkat Chalaya was referring in that conference, the time is about to come when there will be online court proceedings and judges may be sitting at different parts and lawyers will be at different parts. That conference was attended by 2 other Supreme Court judges. I do not want to name them. They objected that idea. They said, I don't see, this you are too imaginary. We don't see that this is about to happen at least in next 10 years. The person who was from artificial intelligence, we had invited from Microsoft, he also said it can happen, but it is completely up to the system. They did not realize that such time is about to come within 3 months. And after March, this happened. And then everybody started talking about his suggestions, his ideas, and ultimately this became a reality. If there was no online platform, you just imagine that what would have happened to the litigation, what would have happened to the fundamental rights and protectors of the Constitution. This was really a wonderful suggestion given by them because those people are visionary. Honorable Justice Sikri, whatever he suggested for us and for younger generation, that mantras should be kept in the libraries. That should be kept for the general public, for the interest of public in general. Because these words of wisdom are actually going to help all of us. Today, the occasion is different. Two people have invited me for mediation competition results. So what I feel that the time is about to come when the success of lawyers will not be judged or decided or assessed by their performance or litigation skills. It will be judged by their ability, that how many matters they avoided, which would have been in the courts, and they avoided, they settled it. In mediation, none of the parties lose. Both the parties are successful. Whoever is contesting or whoever is opposing, first of all, the mediator and litigants and everybody is at the same level. They are not, no more lordship, no more judge, no more any other authority. So they actually talk in a friendly environment. And if that is the success, if that becomes a successful mode, then you see the litigation will be actually a kind of pleasant experience. Otherwise, in India, you see some of the litigations are going on for 15 years, 20 years. Some of them are going on for several 50 or 60 years. And even then, there are possibility of filing or trying to find out something else to challenge some order or file some application. But if it is solved or sorted out by the mediation, that will be the great skill. We are lucky to have nowadays this mediation. MCPC has created some kind of facilities which was initiated by Honorable Justice Sikri only. So I wanted to thank him for that hard work, what he has rendered those days. Now the fruits are being utilized by us. So nowadays, sir, 450 lawyers have actually got training from the MCPC, and they all have completed their mediation training. We have also done the training for online mediation programs, and still this program is going on. At least that was the great success, the vision, the dream you have dreamed, that is now happening, sir. This online platforms and online college, this is a wonderful idea. This idea should be utilized. You see, today, the major cost of the universities are to engage the professors from different places. Now you can hire someone from the Harvard just for 30 minutes, paying the same thing, and you can get his lecture. The same can happen with Oxford and Cambridge, and they will be willing to do that. Recently, I organized a lecture series where I invited Lady Hale and Lord Samson of UK and Lord Richard of the USA. They both willingly participated, all three. So once you invite them without giving them the extra time to travel and all this kind of burden, if they can actually, you can provide such wonderful facilities which normally a person or an institution cannot avail in the earlier circumstances. So this is the great opportunity. This, though pandemic was very bad, I don't say that pandemic actually, we have seen many of our members who passed away. The corridors are not the same, because whenever we even now walk, we see that this was the chair of such and such person. We lost one of our senior executive member, Mr. B. Sekhar. So lot of losses, but at the same time, there were some solutions, some ways, some paths, which was actually evolved during the crisis, which normally happens in the crisis. So now we all are going to have this virtual platforms, which is now reality in the judicial world also, which was a normally as a traditional word. We do not expect that any new experiment should be or will be adopted by the judiciary, but judiciary actually accepted it, and that was the only way. There was no other option. So we all are very happy that you all are organizing such programs in which a lot of participation is there, and the success of this program is evident from the participation of Honorable Justice Sikri himself, because he is one of, you see, we all respect him, and we respect him in a way that he has shown every day something. He was very studious person. You all know a very dear friend of mine, Rajat Sharma, who is the journalist and head of the India TV channel. He is the owner of that channel. He always used to tell me that in the class, they used to copy from him. Whenever he used to write the exam, they used to sit on the back side and ask him that so little bit so that we can also pass the exam. This is how he says. I don't know how far it is true, but that shows the affection. And they always praise him that he was such a great student. Even those days, he was respected by the faculty, by the classmates, and the same respect continues by the fellow judges and the lawyers. Even now, sir, may God give you good health, and you are a healthy man because you take care of your health. Sir, you are going to contribute much more. Whatever you had contributed prior to demitting the office, you are going to contribute much more than that after demitting the office. This is the really a new era in which your contributions will be immense, and we all are motivated by your efforts. I thank Ridhi Jindal and Subhang both that you all you invited us for this kind of program. And this is an idea which is going to grow, which is going to evolve in a new way. This is the formation. The entire construction is about to happen, and we are really happy for all this. And my best wishes for your future endeavors. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for motivating us. Further, I take this opportunity to introduce our guest of honor, Mr. V.N. Dubey, sir. Sir is the founder and managing partner at JMVD Legal. He's a senior standing counsel for Department of GST and Customs at the Madhya Pradesh High Court Indore bench. We welcome you, sir. I would like to invite V.N. Dubey, sir, to address the gathering. Over to you, sir.
Thanks. First, I would like to congratulate the law internship and organizers for organizing this National Mediation Competition 2020. And the presence of Honorable Justice Sikri, the great jurist, and who is the role model of all of us lawyers, as well as going to be the students. Whenever we have appeared before him or we have read about his judgments, and he is the role model of all of us. And it is going to add further the messages given by the Lordship just in the points as Mr. Rai has pointed out is going to take going to be the part of our library and is our memory in the long that is way. And it is the privilege and proud to share the dais with the Honorable Justice as with the Mr. Rai. Coming to the topic, it is the mediation, basically the program which is organized by the organizers. It is the very relevant today in the era, although the way it is of late is taken back. mediation was nothing new in our Indian history. As we know, the mediation, even from the period of Mahabharata and all these, used to be, even from our traditional elders try to use it. Is a mediation is the process. As an advocate, what we have learned from over the years, especially in the commercial or any other disputes, as Mr. Rai has pointed out, from over the years fight, then even after 15-20 years we try to take some new way and move to that. It is not going never indeed, and nobody is winner in that way. Basically, if the mediation is properly guided and taken, it can detect the resources. It will be more prominent, taking the clue. Even the now became more power in the recent of late, although in Indian history, judicial system or litigation system, adjudication system, it was not very popular from over the years. But the of late now, it is gaining the importance. Even our Commercial Court Act 2015 has given the new way after the Section 12A and all these. But certainly it has to go to the next level as for the mediation, and for that the good lawyers and new brain, and as Honorable Justice Sikri rightly pointed out, our new generation lawyers are equipped with the technology, research and all. They are going to have the new era to take it. So certainly the good mediators, and even the who may able to, even the knowledge across the litigants or the concerned parties is not there, how much it is relevant. After even the lot of litigations, who is going to win and how we are going to, although it was quite popular even in the family court and divorce matters from over the years. But as far the commercial litigations are concerned, certainly it has to take the new way. Even since even we were not having the good experience for arbitration of also over the years, even after our new act, arbitration constitution 1996, I think mediation certainly is going to be for that the knowledge of the law as well as the facts, as rightly our Honorable Justice pointed out, is a very good, and the advocates can be the best mediator, being knowing the law due to their oratory skills and due to their knowledge, and they can really, they can be the brand ambassadors and can take it this way, and they can first advise their clients, and then they can take it either from either side. So I think this sort of programs and tournaments is going to be the lot of value. The students who have participated in this program in last 3 days, so certainly I congratulate all of them, since all of them has really they become the victorious, but whether by way of knowledge, by way of gaining the experience, and further to taking it forward, I think this sort of programs and technology driven programs may take the good knowledge and good enrichment, continue with the learning and all these. Thank you very much for giving us opportunity, and it is my proud and privilege to be hearing the great jurist as well as the leading lawyer, my friend Mr. Pradeep Rai. Thank you very much. Thank you. Best of luck.
Thank you so much for your advice, sir. Finally, the time has arrived, and I'm sure every participant is waiting for the results of the National Mediation Competition 2022. And I'm also glad to inform everyone that over 150 plus students participated in the team and individual rounds of the competition at Pan India. So let's not keep you more awaited. I would like to request Mr. Pradeep Rai, sir, to announce the results of the individual rounds of the competition. Over to you, sir.
So L1, NBMC 114, that is the prize for best counsel. It goes to KEET, School of Law, Bhubaneswar. Vijayani Namrata Patel, she is the winner. Congratulations to you. And the second category, that is L1, NBMC 111, National Law University, Jodhpur, is the winner. And it goes to Sandhya Swaminathan. So congratulations to both the winners of, he gets the Best Mediators Award. So best mediator and best counsels, both of you are congratulated here, and this award in presence of Honorable Justice Sikri and our other all these dignitaries is really very nice. I congratulate you all. And whenever there is an opportunity for organizing such programs, you keep organizing this, because this is a different kind of platform in which at least ADR and ODR, what Lordship suggested, both are being promoted. Thank you so much for inviting me, and congratulations to both the candidates, both the winners.
If the participants are here, can we ask, can we promote them so that they can say something, at least in a one word or two word?
So we have Namrata over here, and
take him now so that she can answer directly with the Justice ACP sir and Pradeep sir and VL.
Sure, sir.
Yeah. If it is possible, if not, then it is fine.
Sir, I'm trying. Actually, I think she's not able to get promoted as the panelist. Maybe she's not enjoying it from her end.
No issues.
Congratulations to the winners of the individual round of the competition. Now, I would like to request Honorable Justice Sikri sir to announce the results of the team rounds of the competition. Over to you, sir.
I've not got the results on my WhatsApp. You have sent the mail?
Should have sent it to you over your WhatsApp.
I don't see it here with me.
Just think once more, Riddhi.
Yeah, 1 minute.
Do it again.
Did, sir?
Just now I got it. Yeah. Let me say before, some faux pas on my part also, like I said about the anecdote of Mr. Ashok Sen. I wanted to say about mediation, but I forgot and I said only about the moot courts. And Mr. Pradeep Rai as well as Mr. Dubey has filled that gap. I am of a firm view, and I have written various articles on mediation also. One article is on access to justice. And I feel that mediation under certain circumstances is the best form of access to justice. But now, since no time is left, I don't want to tell you the real stories, mediation success stories. But I am wedded to mediation. And I would say that mediation is one thing which heals the past, live the present, and dream the future. Because in normally in litigation, what we see, what happened in past, that is reenacted in the court. Whether suppose it's a dispute between husband and wife. Say wife has taken the divorce or is filed the divorce petition on the ground of cruelty. So what were the acts which the husband did, and husband may have accused wife. So we only see the past. On that basis of past conduct, the verdict is given, who was right, who was wrong. But here it is the healer, of course, and therefore what happened in the past, that is healed, and we live in the present and we tell what you deem the future, what is future for you. And therefore under certain circumstances, or most of the cases, I would say, as Mr. Pradeep Rai also said, that it's a win-win situation where nobody is loser, both sides are winner. They get the outcome, or they get the solution which is acceptable to both of them. So therefore, I'm really happy that now mediation, and I have been saying always that mediation this should be the habit which should be inculcated at the student level itself. So I'm so happy that not only you are doing mediation, now you are having competition on mediation. So therefore, I won't say more, but since I wanted to say something as I forgot at the end, and now I will announce the prizes. As far as this is the result of final team rounds, then team code L1 NVMC team 19, that is the School of Law Christ, deemed to be University Bangalore, is the winner, and Government Law College Mumbai, they are the runners-up.
Sir, shall I promote them to the panelists?
Are they here? They are the winners, right? Yeah,
Yes.
definitely. If they are here, they can share experience. Yes, team 6 is showing the raising hand.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, perfectly.
Yes,
audible.
Corey, you're audible.
Yes, we'd like to thank Law Internships for giving us this opportunity. At the same time, Pradeep Rai sir, Sikri sir, and Dubey sir for the insightful session. This indeed was a very good learning experience for us, and we look forward to pursuing this as our career in future. Thank you so much.
From T06, we have the counsel and mediator.
Yes, greetings everyone. It was a great and very insightful session. But the closing ceremony particularly, and I want to thank Law Internships for giving us such an insightful letting us take part in such an insightful competition. Throughout the competition, I have learned a lot as a counsel because there are technicalities which I have learned and in the closing ceremony as well. So I want to thank. There's no regret as to being the runner-up, but we are here as learners. So yes, learned a lot. Thank you.
I would like to thank Law Internships for giving us this opportunity, Sikri sir, Dubey sir, and Pradeep sir, for giving us insight about mediation and the whole process. And we look forward to pursuing mediation as a career. Thank you so much.
Also, their anecdotes that they mentioned were really fun and insightful to listen to.
Congratulations to each one of you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Further, I would like to move with a vote of thanks. On behalf of Team Law Internships, the online law school, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Honorable Justice A.K. Sikri sir, Mr. Pradeep Rai sir, Mr. V.N. Dubey sir, for taking out time from their busy schedule and joining us today for the valedictory ceremony of National Mediation Competition 2022. The participants present here must have surely taken a lot of insights from your experiences. I would also like to congratulate all the winners of the team and individual round of the competition on the great success. Last but not the least, I want to acknowledge the hard work of the organizing committee, technical committee, and management of Law Internships. Without their support, this competition would not have been a grand success. Thank you again, one and all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Pradeep sir. Thank you, Vian sir, for accepting.
Thank you.
Our
Thank you.
invitation.
Thank you. Very good
Thank you so much,
program
sir.
and very good program. Thank you.
And definitely, sir, we will soon going to release one prestige mediation